L'honorable chef de l'opposition.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
For the Prime Minister, his lone Liberal MP in Edmonton was asked, quote, Western Canada, that they're being left out of this whole home heating oil and the exemption for home heat from the carbon price. Should natural gas be added to that? He said, no, I'm not concerned at all. He then went on to say that if Albertans want to have the exemption, they can switch their furnaces over to oil.
The hypocrisy, eh?
This member from Edmonton that Albertans should spend thousands of dollars putting in a more emitting source of energy just to avoid paying the carbon tax?
Attaboy, Pierre. Call him out.
L'honorable ministre.
The Honourable Minister.
The hockey team that plays in my home city is called the Oilers, and we just handed a defeat to his former team, the Flames. But that being said, Mr. Speaker, if I miss...
Who cares?
Albertans right now can actually use a federal program to go from natural gas to a heat pump with a $5,000 credit from our government or a $40,000 interest-free loan. It's the Green Homes Program, it's the Green Loans Program, and if Premier Smith wants to extend free home pumps to Albertans to get off of heating oil, she can join Atlantic Premiers and work with the feds to make exactly that happen.
This guy's really trying to talk about hockey?
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
I can understand why the Prime Minister didn't want to stand up and defend that comment from his Liberal member. But, this comment is similar to what we heard from Paul McLaughlin. He's the President of the Rural Municipalities of Alberta. And he said, and I quote, if I have an understanding that I can buy heating oil, which is effectively kerosene, and I can buy it with no carbon levy, I will change all my grain drying and my barn heating to heating oil. I'll tell you right now, there are folks doing the math. So the government is now incentivizing farmers to spend money shifting from natural gas drying and heating over to oil heating, which has higher emissions. This makes no sense. Why won't he just shake off this lunacy and axe the tax?
Gotta love it when Pierre exposes their stupidness.
The Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Heating oil, perhaps the honourable member does not understand this, heating oil is 2 to 4 times as expensive as natural gas. It is a particularly acute issue with respect to heating and affordability. I would tell you, though, that he should also be aware that the exemption is for 3 years, during which time people are expected to implement heat pumps to ensure that they actually have an affordable way to address this issue, but in a manner that is consistent with fighting climate change, something, again, that the honourable leader either doesn't believe in or certainly doesn't think is important.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
While the question was for the Prime Minister, I'm glad this member answered because he reminded Atlantic Canadians that it is just a pause and that if they re-elect this Prime Minister, they will get a massive tax increase on their home heating oil. And where is all the money going? We now know that 60% of Canadians pay more in carbon taxes than they get back in rebates. The difference is funding this wasteful government. We now know that a senior member of the Liberal government's bureaucracy compared their billion-dollar green fund to the sponsorship scandal, saying that it was massive incompetence. Who got rich and who will have to pay?
That's one thing that we do want to know is where does the money go as well?
The Honourable Parliament.
We have the right to know that.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. The Minister of Innovation welcomes the decision of the Auditor General to conduct an audit, and he also welcomes the invitation that he received to committee next week, where he will be answering Conservative questions with respect to this entire issue, Mr. Speaker. I would also note that the organization has agreed to cooperate fully and is enabling all documents and information to be provided to the Auditor General. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thanks for watching the video to the very end. If you'd like to subscribe, I've made it very easy. You can do so by clicking right there. If you'd like to watch another House of Commons highlight clip, you can do so by clicking right there. And if you'd like to subscribe to my main channel, Mistersunshinebaby, where it's all Canadian political news, then you can do so by tapping up there. Subscribing is absolutely free. There's a button down below that says subscribe. If you'd like to join and become a member and financially contribute, you could do so as well. Thank you so much for watching this video.